Hi YouTubers, it's David here, and yeah, I'm back from my short absence, and the first video that I decided to come back with is a Pokemon team building video. About what? Well, there's a lot of people that have asked me to do this one. I am going to do a Five Nights at Freddy's themed gym team. Now, I look at videos online on how to build at least a semi-competitive Five Nights at Freddy's team, and I wonder why in the world some of these are not competitive. I've seen some really crazy ones like using Torchic for Chica and Braixen for Foxy, and I'm like, yeah. No wonder people think that this is mainly just built for a casual team and you can't really make anything serious out of this. Well, in my Facebook group that I'm in, I actually have a full 6-member Five Nights at Freddy's themes team that I use for a gym, and this video is to show the team, the blueprints of the team, and how I managed to build it. Now, I had to change a little bit of this, and I will show you what the change is because of a new rule that came up in Smogon on July 14th. This is using the Smogon OU tier. So for those of you who do not know what Five Nights at Freddy's is, I suggest you go check out my Five Nights at Freddy's Marathon video. It is an extremely popular horror game that has had 2 different incarnations, with a third, Five Nights at Freddy's 4, coming out August 8th. It is an extremely popular horror game that has had 2 sequels, Five Nights at Freddy's 2 and 3, coming out within a year, and a third sequel, Five Nights at Freddy's 4, coming out August 8th. I'm actually planning on doing a Let's Play marathon of the first 3, which I've already started right now. Again, check out my video on that one, the Five Nights at Freddy's marathon. It's about you being a security guard, looking after these animatronic dolls that move around at night and try to kill you by placing you in one of their suits. It's actually pretty interesting, and it has spawned hundreds of knockoff versions of the game, as well as an almost as famous role-playing game parody, which others have told me to try using that one because I might actually enjoy it, which I'll probably take a look later on down the road, but not right now. So let's get to the team. So to make a theme team, you have a choice from about 8 characters, technically 9, but Golden Freddy is basically Freddy, so I don't really count it. So I'm going with 8. Freddy, Chica, Bonnie, Foxy, Mangle, Balloon Boy, Marionette, and Springtrap. There's also a cupcake. Someone mentioned that you could probably do a cupcake, but I mean, I guess you could, but I decided to go with well, the core 4, Mangle, and Marionette, and I'm gonna go through why I chose what I chose right now. I'm gonna go to Freddy Fazbear here. So, as you probably noticed, that Freddy Fazbear is a brown bear. There's really only one choice for it, it's Ursaring. The only other choice you have for a bear is Teddy Ursa, too cute to be Freddy Fazbear, Beartic, Cubchoo. But really, for strategy and looks-wise, Ursaring is your choice for this one. And with Ursaring, I give it the item Flame Orb. Now, Flame Orb, at the end of every turn, this item will try to burn the holder. Now, why would I want to burn the holder? Well, with Ursaring, it has the ability of Guts. If this Pokemon is statused, whether it be through poison, paralysis, or burning, or even sleeping and freezing, its attack is 1.5x. Ignores the burn, having physical damage. So with this Flame Orb, I get the burn ability, unlike the Toxic Orb, which lets me get badly poisoned, and gives me a little bit more life with this Flame Orb. So once I get burned, then I get 1.5 times the attack. On top of that, I have an attack called Facade. Now, Facade is only 70 power, but Facade doubles if a user is burned, poisoned, or paralyzed. So you put the Flame Orb on and you give it a burn, it becomes a 140 base power. And then you tack on the Guts with it, and yeah, it's just, I think the base power of it then just becomes absolutely insane. I think it's about 210, I could be wrong about that, maybe it's only 1.5 times the base power Facade, which even then a 175 base power with Stab is absolutely incredible. And you get 32 of these, and not that it really matters because battles are a lot shorter. But yeah, 32 of these as a normal type. If you want to handle ghost types though, which this Pokemon is immune to with Facade, then you give it, well, you let it use Crunch. And Crunch will give a 20% chance to lower the target's defense by 1. Not that really matters too much. you can give it Swords Dance, which will raise the user's attack by 2 levels, which will basically double its already impressive attack power. And with a base attack of 130, I mean, what would you expect, right? And then there's the Close Combat ability, which is for those that when you're trying to deal with Pokemon that are weak to fighting types. So pretty much just get your types, just get as much type coverage as possible. And with an attack of a base attack power of 130, while its speed is very slow, if you can bulk it up enough, it'll be able to survive a hit, and then you can just go nuts. Absolutely insane. Other moves you can use is you can probably use Protect instead of Close Combat. You can use Protect instead of Close Combat, so that way you can just give it 1 extra turn if you want to just kind of get in, so that way the Flame Orb activates, so that you can start just going to town with Facade. So that's another good choice if you want to use that one. The next one is Chica, who, by the way, Chica is a, Combuskin for my team. It has the ability Speed Boost. Now, this Pokemon's moves has changed a little bit from before, and part of that is because of the ability. This ability used to be Swords Dance, but as of July 14th, you can no longer use Baton Pass to pass a Pokemon that has both a speed boosting move. Because of that, you're kind of screwed in the sense that you can't use Swords Dance anymore. But Substitute is also just as good, because with Substitute, if your Pokemon is fast enough, you can Substitute, dodge yourself from an attack, Protect, dodge an attack, Substitute, dodge an attack, and keep dodging and dodging until you have a +6 speed. Then you can Baton Pass into either Freddy Fazbear or Bonnie, and I'll show you Bonnie later on. With Freddy Fazbear, with a speed of only 55, giving it a +4 or +6 boost on speed would make it so fast at that point that it pretty much becomes a late game sweeper. And I give it 216 speed. Why 216 speed? Because with the 1.5 times speed boost after the Protect, it gets a 330 speed, which means that it will outspeed the Pokemon that I needed to outspeed, that being the 100 base speed Pokemon, which are well known for being good sweepers in the game. It can't really go much higher than 100 speed, so 216 is pretty good. And then I give it a 44 special defense. I just put everything to special defense because most of its weaknesses are in special defense. Psychic, water. So you deal with a Pokemon like Mega Gardevoir, this thing will outspeed Mega Gardevoir and allow it to do Protect, Substitute, and just go +6 speed, and before you know it, you got Freddy Fazbear out in the field, and your opponent is in some serious trouble. Or you can give it Bonnie, and I'm going to go to Bonnie here. Bonnie is basically, I give it Choice Scarf, so that way it already has a pretty fast 1.5x speed right off the bat. But you can also give it a lot of type coverage. For example, for this one, I got U-Turn, so in case I don't like where I'm at, I can use U-Turn and just switch out for another Pokemon. I use Return, Earthquake, and Wild Charge. And these are my stats for it. Now, obviously, it doesn't have a really good attack, but you combine it with Choice Scarf and the ability Huge Power, and this 232 attack goes into like 340 easy. And really, you don't have to worry too much about the speed boosting stuff. I mean, it will get outsped by Crobat, and that's about it, really. I mean, with Choice Scarf, it doesn't really get outsped too much. So that's what I kind of like about Diggersby, you could say. I'm going to move on here. Well, you can also use a Timid Nature on Diggersby if you really want to give it some kind of, extra kick as far as speed goes. But this is at the expense of attack. Moving on, Foxy. Now Foxy, I decided to use Zoroark. And the reason why I use Zoroark is because I can use it to imitate any other of my Pokemon on the team, and that kind of gives it kind of a spooky image in a way. My favorite is Chica for this case because I want to lure Psychic types, and this Pokemon Chica is my best chance for luring in Psychic types. I also could try luring in Banette. I'll show you that one later on. But yeah, with Foxy, I give it Choice Specs, and then Night Daze, Flamethrower, Trick, and Grass Knot. So it gets kind of a really good, decent amount of type coverage going. It can stop water Pokemon if you see a water Pokemon there. This is where using Chica as an illusion is so much more is so much more effective than any of the other Pokemon. And then I just make it a straight up sweeper. Timid, 252 speed, 252 attack, 339 speed, which is really, really fast, just letting you know that. So, you know, it won't be long before they realize, uh-oh, it could be a Zoroark. So you might have a turn or two where you can just kind of knock off your opponent in that sense. We're going to move on now to, why did I choose this Pokemon for Mangle? Well, Mangle is kind of a metallic hanging image, so I thought to myself, well, steel, flying, well, Skarmory's perfect for it. And this is just basically my typical stealth rocker. And it's just meant to wall and stall as long as it possibly can before it pretty much just, you know, I assume that it won't last out very long in the battle, especially if it's out there against a Heatran or a Chandelure of some sort. But yeah, overall it's pretty good. I like it. It's not bad, and like I said, I don't give it much speed. All of its this is a physical defense, physically defensive. So if I see a physical defense out on the field, I can just throw in. If I see a physical attacker out on the field, I can just throw in Skarmory, and it'll take care of itself with the stealth Pokemon. And finally, the Marionette. And with Marionette, I use, well, Mega Banette for this one. Marionette being kind of the lead of all the Pokemon here, kind of the strongest. And I use it mostly as a status, using as a Will-O-Wisp, kind of your Rotom Wash of the team. And then, you know, use Will-O-Wisp and Sucker Punch to take out one Pokemon, and then Destiny Bond to do a good 2-for-1 trade. And with the ability Prankster, Will-O-Wisp always comes off first. Destiny Bond always comes off first, and Sucker Punch always comes off first. So that's what makes this Pokemon just... It works pretty well, actually. Believe it or not, the synergy of this team is a lot better than you would think. And, of course, I give it some kind of beefiness. If you want, you can also try giving it Cotton Guard instead of Knockoff, or Cotton Guard instead of Sucker Punch. If you want to give it physical defense, because then that would boost this 186 defense to just insane heights. A 2.5x defense of 186 in one turn. You're upping at 3 stages of defense. Then Banette basically becomes a wall. So you can use either way on that one. But this is my Five Nights at Freddy's team. By the way, I'm just letting everyone know I will be testing out this team. So if you want to check it out, please check me out on Facebook at facebook.com/casualmodepodcast. Check my group out, Major League Pokemon, on the internet at facebook.com/group/Major League Pokemon. And I think I'll probably be doing a couple videos testing out my team for those of you that want to see it. So I will see you guys later, everyone. Alright, bye.